Good morning, children. I hope you all have revised your old figures of speech which I had taught you all in the first video which I have made. Now we will go ahead with the rest of the figures of speech. Now today's figures of speech, the first one also I have already taught you all, but I will explain it again. The first one is alliteration. Now what is alliteration? Very important point to remember here is that you have to look only and only at the first alphabet of each word. Only first alphabet, not the whole word, only the first alphabet in a sentence, in a word. So if that first alphabet is being repeated more than once, then it is called an alliteration. So you can see the example here. The snake slipped under a spray. So here the letter S-N-A-K-E starting with S, S-L-I-P-P-E-D starting with S, and S-P-R-A-Y starting with S. The letter S is repeated 3 times. Yes, remember I told you more than once. So the letter S repeated 3 times in a sentence. So that's why it is an alliteration. Second example, Wendy used the wet wipes. The letter W for Wendy, wet, and wipes is repeated for poetic effect. Now, you must remember that in alliteration, single letter words like maybe A is repeated, is not counted. 2 letter words like T-O, D-O, S-O, O-N, O-F, I-T, A-N, these letters are not repeated. All the articles, AR, the, and, these are not repeated. Are not counted as alliteration even though they are repeated. Clear? So mostly 2 letter words, 1 letter word not repeated, not counted as alliteration even though they may be repeated in the sentence. Only one word is accepted if it's repeated, that is H-E, he. When this he stands for God, okay, like he made the earth, he made the universe. So you're saying the word H repeated. Why? Because it stands for God. So anything stands for God is all powerful. So same over here, even in English, the word H will always be in capital A because it stands for God. So only the 2 letter word H-E, which stands for God, is accepted. If you're talking of H-E of any human being, it will not be counted. Clear? Okay. Now we go to the next one. That's repetition. Repetition is similar to alliteration. Only difference is that you have not the first letter but the whole word, or maybe more than one word. That is a phrase. More than one word makes a phrase. Yes, repeated again and again. So like for example, you say the first example, bounce, bounce, bouncing the ball went. So the word bounce is repeated twice, the whole word. You're talking of the whole word here. And the second sentence tells you about the phrase being repeated. Oh my heart. It's a whole phrase. Oh my heart. A whole phrase is being repeated. But you should remember, when you're writing in your explanation, don't forget to write for poetic effect. Very often they just write the phrase, oh my heart is repeated, but they don't write that. You should write for poetic effect because your explanation is incomplete if you don't write for poetic effect, for alliteration as well as for repetition. We go to the next one, that is antithesis. Now anti, anything is anti means against or in the opposite. So it is a figure of speech wherein you have 2 words with opposite meanings, like come and go, up and down, here and there, in and out, true and false. These words which two words but whose meanings are totally opposite to each other. When these words are there in a sentence, it is called an antithesis. See the first example. United we stand, divided we fall. Now I've also said feelings, so you can even say happy and sad. Okay, even that can be. So you will explain words with opposite meanings are expressed in the same sentence. United and divided. These are the words. The opposite of united is divided. The second example, my shadow moves in and out with me. So this is a very easy one. In and out. Two words with opposite meaning. So it is an antithesis. Next we go to tautology. It's also called pleonasm. This is a figure of speech similar to tautology. In tautology, you had words with opposite meaning. In antithesis, you had words with opposite meaning, whereas in tautology, you have words with similar meanings, same or similar. Not necessarily exactly the same. The meaning will be similar. The first example. Look at the filth and dirt on the street. So filth means extremely dirty and dirt means dirt. Both stand for the same thing, something being dirty or untidy or unclean. Yes, so they mean the same or they have similar meanings. So that's why your explanation will be words with similar meanings are expressed in the same sentence. See the second example of the seers and the prophets. Now seers are people who can foretell what is going to happen in the future, and that's what even the prophets do. So they are almost the same. Yes, prophets also, they prophesy, they tell you beforehand what's going to happen in the future. Yes, now again you have words with similar meanings are expressed in the same sentence. Moving on to the next one, synecdoche. Now what is a synecdoche? A synecdoche is a figure of speech in which a part stands for the whole. Or it could also be the opposite way. A whole stands for the part. Or a material, a thing. A material stands for the thing. Or you can say abstract stands for the concrete. Concrete means something that you can really see. Okay, you can see, you can feel. Abstract could be just some feelings like feeling sad, feeling happy, feeling love. That could be the abstract. Concrete would be the girl whom you feel love for. Okay, the person whom you feel love for, whether it be your parents, your brother, your sister, or whoever. Okay, so that is your abstract, and the person, actual person is the thing that you can really see and feel and touch is your concrete. Now material is like you're talking of silver. Yes, she gave him some silver. Here it doesn't mean she literally gave him silver, pieces of silver. Here it means she gave him coins made of silver. So you're talking of the thing that is coins. She gave him some coins. Instead of saying the whole thing, she gave him some coins which were made of silver. You're only saying she gave him silver. So here the material, what are the coins made of? Silver. That is given, not the thing. So here the material stands for the thing. Okay. Now in your first example, you will have a part stands for the whole. India won the match. Now if you say India, did the whole of India go to play the match? No. It was just those few players in the team who went to play the match and won. So actually the Indian team won the match. But that whole team stands for the whole of India because they were selected from in the whole of India. Yeah, right. They stand for India. They played for the whole of India. So that's why a part. They are a part of India. The team is a part of India. India is the whole country. The team is a part of that whole country. So here you're saying the whole. Yes, India won the match. Here you're saying the whole. That is the whole of India. Stands actually who won for the players who are in the team. Okay. So here the whole stands for the part. Now the next one, he was bound in iron. Bound means tied up. Tied up in iron. Can you tie someone in iron? No, here you can tie someone in chains, right? So here the actual thing he was tied up with is a chain. But what was the chain made of? Iron. So here the material iron stands for the chain. The next one, a maiden of 18 summers. 18 summers, see, you have summer only once in the year, correct? So if you have lived for 18 summers, means you are 18 years old. Okay, if you have lived for 30 summers, you are 30 years old. You could say the same thing for winter, 30 winters. So because winter also comes only once in the whole year. Yes, so that means you have seen 30 winters in your whole life because you have lived for 30 years or you are 30 years old. So here the same thing, the abstract, that is summer, stands for the concrete, that is the number of years. Okay, stands for the number of years. So, yes, and the next one, I hope this is clear. Next one is hyperbole. It's pronounced as hyperbole. Now, it's also called as exaggeration. Why is it called exaggeration? Because in a hyperbole, something where it's like making a mountain of a molehill. Yes? So something very small is exaggerated and spoken of. In Hindi, what do you say? Bada chada ke bolna. Okay? So that's exactly what you're saying. Now, look at the first example. 10,000 saw I at a glance. Glance is you're just having a quick look. When you're having a quick look, it's impossible to look at 10,000, whatever it is, whether it be people or flowers or things. 10,000, not possible. So you're exaggerating. You've seen many in number, but not 10,000. So you're increasing the number of how much you actually saw. So that's why it is an exaggerated or an overstatement. Exaggerated statement or an overstatement. Second one, he would drown the stage with his tears. Now, if someone is crying, no matter how much he cries, no matter how many people cry, it's not possible to have so much of tears flowing that the stage gets drowned in the tears. Yes, and here you're talking of a single person, which is absolutely impossible. So here it's an exaggerated statement because you're exaggerating and saying that he drowned the stage with, or he would drown the stage if he kept on crying so much. It's just a way of saying that he was crying so much and so much of tears, so many tears, so the number of the tears that were falling from his eyes was really so much. Yes, so this is an exaggerated statement. Okay, so now with this we come to the end of this session. Now also, like last time, the same thing, if you all have any doubt, you can send me a message on my personal WhatsApp, and I want you all to sit and write, copy all this down as a continuation of what I gave you all before. You can copy this down and write it in your notebook. No other homework to be done. You will get your exercise at the end of the whole figures of speech chapter. Okay, thank you and do have a good day. Now to do
confirm your do.
this.
Do. Next.
Again enter your email. No, what? What to do?
Move.
Let me write and keep. I cannot remember.
Here, see. Now your account is open here. Yes, here this is come. Now
You
then
don't know that dot.
press this dot.
Then what?
Then where you'll go?
That square. Where is the other drive? Drive. Go to the drive. Then upload. So where to upload?
Plus this.
Plus
New.
this.
What is this? Where is my cursor,
Acha, yeah,
Mama?
okay.
Then upload. File upload.
Okay.
Then your Janice, where it is? Which one you have to upload?
Both no. 8th FOS 1 and 2.
This, no.
Two are there. 8th FOS 1 and 8th FOS 2.
So now
FOS
here it
1
is
1.
uploading your one. Then second, to upload one only you can do.
Acha.
And then the second one. Now when this got uploaded, tick came. Now the one get uploaded, became. Now
Finish.
tick came, then just cut it. That will come here. Yes, you can. Both.
Okay, class.
Then now from your phone, you give me the setting. You have to do that setting what I showed you yesterday.
Crazy.
Mama!